My name is Petra Gemeinboeck and I'm a senior lecturer in interactive media arts at the School of Media Arts at COFA. I'm becoming less and less interested in the interaction with audience and more interested in the interaction between processes and materials.
I'm Liz Williamson, I'm head of the School of Design Studies at COFA. I also coordinate textiles, and my practice is as a weaver, and that's how I've come to be, through my studio practice, weaving and interested in the repair process darning. That's how I've come to be involved with Petra and Rob on their Complicit project here at Underbelly Arts.
The team of Complicit consists of Liz Williamson and Rob Saunders, who works at the University of Sydney, and myself, and we all have we really bring together our different research interests, and Rob's background is in artificial intelligence and in particular computational curiosities. In his research he models boredom and interest as a means of motivating the machine to learn. It's really all about the learning of the machine, and what is particular about it that it's not goal driven. So we don't give the machine a goal, and this is actually also very important in the bigger concept of the work. So we start selecting certain elements in the architecture and replicate it through temporary walls, and then sandwich a robot that is built like a CNC machine, more or less, so it can move in one plane, anywhere on this point in one plane, and has a chisel, a camera and a light installed, so that those are its instruments that it can operate with. So the machine starts out on a plain wall, pristine plain wall, and explores that until it gets bored, and then has at its disposal a chisel to change the environment, to literally discover new things. And it will continue to do so because it gets bored otherwise. In this new work, this process is not done yet. Then there's the human interventions coming in that happen outside the wall. So the wall is basically perforated and transformed from both sides. Our project is called Complicit, and the Complicit insinuates this idea of a complicit relationship between non-human and human agents, as we call it, or machines and humans, and the common environment we share, but also create. Actually, a lot of our environment is humanly created, and therefore we have also chosen the side of the wall. The side of the wall becomes the playground or the scenario where our unfolding encounters, the material encounters and the interventions take place.
On this wall, these were all holes which the robot made, and he's got this really nice device, the chisel that he's using. It makes this really nice curvy shape. So when we reacted to those holes in the wall, and we've drilled holes and then stitched through the wall, and then just done some rough interlacing between those stitching threads. But we've yet to see what the robot does with these, whether he knocks them out, what actually happens, does the stitching change how the hole is made, or what he's able to do. But what I've done for many years is I've inquired into the darning, the repair process. So that's where the darning aspect comes into it. And it's been the driver for a lot of the designs that I've made. And these are the things which I've done on a very traditional loom, but also on digital looms. I've looked at aspects of the darning process and the repair process. So the repair is not actually, it's a hand process. It's not to do with weaving, but a lot of the very early darning was done to repair woven structures. So the way people learnt to darn in the 18th century was by doing an embroidery sampler of the weaves that are used, say, in damask linen. So there's a whole series of embroidery samples that are replicating weaving for the repair of table linen. So there's been some really interesting connections between weaving and darning and the repair process. So, you know, the other aspect of darning is that people, it's part of our memory now, it's what our mothers and grandmothers did rather than what we do. Although with the interest in repurposing clothing and repurposing materials and reuse, it's one thing that has got a little bit more coverage recently, but really basically people chuck clothes away rather than continue to wear them. So.
Ideally, this wall work would be installed in a shopping centre or at the airport or something like that. It's something, it wants to suggest that there could be machines living or operating in our total environment.